Hi, I'm here today at DSCI with Rory Welch, Vice President of Global Government and Satellite Services for Intelsat. Hi, Rory.
Hello, Alex.
So, I know we've been told that Intelsat is now moving from just working for the US government and then opening up to the international markets. Is that correct?
Yes, it is. We have been supporting many international government customers for quite a few years.
Right.
But what we've looked at, there's a lot more demand out there than we're able to address before. When you have what's happening in, say, with Russia and Ukraine, there's a lot of interest in Europe in terms of countries trying to, better posture themselves for defense. You look at countries in the Asia Pacific region who are concerned about China that are doing similar things, where they're trying to, bolster their defense capabilities. And along with that comes, what do they need for connectivity? That's where Intelsat comes in terms of being able to provide more satellite connectivity solutions for our government customers. Last year, we decided we needed to expand our focus, expand our reach, really. So we wanted to establish a group that was very focused on international governments. We want to be able to have people that are closer to the customers in the regions, meeting the customers in country, be able to even communicate in the language and the different publications and things like that they work in, and make sure that we're addressing those solutions that, while many countries are using solutions very similar to what the U.S. government needs, quite often they want something that's specifically tailored to their requirements. So we're able to do that more freely by having a separate group.
But how do you feel that this very long experience that Intelsat has working with the US government is helping allies and other governments with their satellite services and needs?
Well, as I said, primarily there's many, I'll say, friendly governments look to the U.S. and the U.S. is quite often leading the way in terms of what are some new innovative solutions. So some of the capabilities we've been able to field for the U.S. government directly translate into what our allies and other friendly nations need. We're also able to maybe adapt them to address maybe if they need specific features, and maybe they want a slightly different technology solution than the U.S. government offers. So we've been able to understand the broad scope of defense capabilities, intelligence capabilities, and then feed that into UK defense, European defense, Australia, other countries around the world.
Okay. Now, we're here today to understand at the SCI.
We are.
Are there any particular solutions, innovations that you're very excited about and you want to share with us today?
There's a few things. So in terms of our current capabilities, we have a number of different offerings for all sorts of different defense and government applications, from supporting connectivity to deployed land forces or ships at sea with different maritime solutions, aircraft to be able to communicate as they're transiting around the world, because quite often there is no other solution. You can't connect up to a telephone line or an Ethernet cable. There's no Wi-Fi available. If you're out deployed in some desert region, you need connectivity.
Yes.
So that's what Intelsat's providing today. And as you look at the future, we're building a future network that is really going to be very interoperable between commercial and government networks.
Yeah.
There will be multiple layers of networking between our traditional GEO satellites, the LEO satellites that you have from other providers. Intelsat is looking at deploying our own MEO constellation. We have a global network fabric that it ties it all together. So that future network will have much more resiliency and flexibility that will be more useful and easier to access for our government customers. And we've had quite a few really good conversations with some of our key defense clients here at the show, who, when we talk about this future vision, it resonates quite well with them, because as they're looking at their future networks, there's a lot of alignment between what the militaries need and what commercial is developed. There are also a number of countries that want to build their own sovereign satellite networks. And some of these countries, while they have a lot of interest, don't actually have any real experience in terms of actually building satellites, operating ground networks. Those are things that Intelsat has been doing for decades. So we actually have part of my team is not just government. We have a whole team that is focused on providing more professional satellite services where we consult with clients about how to design their satellite. We can even help them build a satellite in the factory, help them get it launched. We can even help them operate the satellite on orbit. So those are things that some of the smaller nations that don't necessarily have the capability as a fully mature space capability, but they want to have that. Those are the third offerings that we can provide outside of what we traditionally provide into the U.S. defense market.
Okay, well, that's exciting.
Yes.
Thank you so much again, Rory, for your time today. It's been a pleasure talking to you, and have a great rest of the show.
Thank you, Alex. Thanks for your time.
Thanks.